You're watching T Radio V. Radio in TV.
The darkest rainy day. He's funny and loves movies. He's smart and he's a Jew. He's an actor and an activist and wants to hear from you. He's absolutely Jason. He's absolutely gay. He'll absolutely brighten up the darkest.
Hey everybody, welcome to Absolutely Jason Stuart. My guest today is comedian Bobby Slayton, who hasn't stopped complaining since he walked into the door.
Wait. Now, what a great way to start the show.
First, I gotta pee. Can I watch the accident in the street? I hate being in show business. Why am I here? I wish I was dead. I have the voice thing. I sound like you.
You sound like Harvey Firestein.
I know. I sound like you.
You sound like Lee, B. Arthur.
Yeah.
First of all, I
said there's a parking spot for you, and the first thing he says to me, "How you doing, homo?"
I said, relax, you old homo.
Old homo.
Yeah, no. You were worried that I'm always early for everything.
I know.
And I was here about 20 minutes ago. And let me just make it quite clear. I didn't have to pee. I just figured that halfway through this I'd have to. So I want to get out of the way so we could do a professional podcast. That's what I was. And then I was watching out in the street with that excitement. A crazy guy molested some young lady and in the street.
Well, not actual penetration.
No, but he
A
grabbed the breast
squeeze.
2 minutes before I got there, and the father came running out and was going to kill the guy, and then he let him go. And I was standing out there because I was waiting for the police because I wanted to report that son of a bitch. Nobody seemed to do anything. And let me tell you something, 3 minutes before that, I just got the worst email about, I knew I was going to owe some taxes, but I got a fortune that's got to be paid by Friday. So, yeah, I'm a little cranky. And let me tell you something else. Just to drive from Sherman Oaks to get into Hollywood, if people don't know L.A., this really isn't a big deal. It's not rush hour. Sherman Oaks, you take that 101, it's not that hard. But you know what? I just don't like leaving my house. I travel so much.
Thank you.
It's such a pain in the ass.
I'll just say, we've known each other at least 25 or 30 years.
Probably more.
Yeah.
Not really known each other.
And I got to tell you, so if I was to tell people how I first met you, we were doing the Funny Bones. I forgot what city it was in. And
I remember that town.
It was a little town, and it had a post in the middle of the stage.
It was a horrible
And it was the first time that I was ever on stage with someone that talked about Jesus Christ, and they people walked out, and everybody was upset. And it was a whole thing, and I remember I just fell in love with you.
Oh, that's very nice.
Because number one, you took me under your wing, and you were so kind to me.
I was kind to you.
We hung out the whole week.
You finally repaid me by putting me on your. Would you run out of people to put on your podcast?
I've been calling you for years, and you say no all the time. I'm too busy. I don't care. My wife is. I don't have a vagina. No one will have sex with me. I can't fuck. I can't do this. Where's my daughter? Oh my God, she's so hot.
Everybody does an impression of me, and I never think I sound like that till I listen back to. So anyway, more about me.
So I wrote a piece recently called "Showing Up and Full of Gratitude," and I wrote it about getting this part in this movie, The Birth of a Nation. And I'm going to Sundance with it. So if anybody's in Sundance on the 25th, it premieres there, starring Nate Parker, and Armie Hammer, Gabrielle Union, myself, and a couple other really wonderful people, Penelope Ann Miller and Roger Denver Smith, and everybody who had on the show. And you are one of the people that I think, for me, that I've used in my mind, you don't know this, as a guy that keeps showing up no matter what. You are someone who has continually done this in your career, and that's why you are where you are.
I'm nowhere. I can't get these idiot clubs to return my phone calls. Hilarities in Cleveland won't even call me back. First of all, I enjoy doing all these podcasts. I feel like I'm kind of in show business. It's.
But I was researching you, and I haven't in a long time. You have to get into real life. You have had a tremendous career.
Well,
honestly, you've had a tremendous career.
Compared to you, maybe.
No, not compared to me. Mine's better.
Okay.
But
you're really successful. You're like.
No, you've had a tremendous. When there's a comedy show to be on, you are called to be on it. You've been to Montreal, which is the festival, which is the
a million times. Done nothing.
The crown, the crown jewel of comedy. Well, but you're asked to sit at the big table, and I think you have had your moments. I mean, I would say
I had my moment. Yes.
Yeah. There was Bandits. There was Dreamgirls.
Yes.
There was Wayne's World, and there's one other really.
Well, there's Get Shorty. Yeah, but I have
really wonderful moments.
Dreamgirls was the last movie I was in, and
no,
that was around
you just did another independent film recently.
No, what did I do recently?
A Beautiful Now. I saw it.
What is that?
It's a film where I think you play a shrink. I saw it in a film festival with some young, beautiful people in it.
Oh.
I didn't love the movie, but
I don't even know what that is. I'm getting older. I did a movie. I don't know. Not sure
and
I
also
was in
you
that.
did
but okay.
You did
I'll
a cameo in Mentor. And you
I
said
did
yes the minute I asked you to do it. When do I have to be there?
Well, you know
How
what?
long do I have to sit here?
I've done a lot of pilots. I've done a lot of cameos. And you know this better than anybody. And I've accepted this now that I'm 60 years old. Showbiz is about talent, but it's also about a lot of luck. If you want to become a professional baseball player or athlete, you better be good. It's not about luck. I mean, hitting it's not.
It
no,
is
it's not.
too. Come on.
You have.
It is too.
It's about perseverance. But you're not going to get on the New York Yankees or the New York Rangers unless you're the best at what you do. This is it. And with acting, you've seen a lot of great actors that have gone nowhere. There's a lot of crappy actors. You go, why is that idiot on television? Why is that comic on stage? Why is this guy on the
let's
Tonight
talk
Show?
about ageism because I think that's what it's about.
Well, no, there's a lot of that.
I think it is too.
I've had a major problem with that, but that's been going on way before me. I mean, a lot of writers who wrote on Seinfeld, actors who are on Taxi, some of the finest shows. Those people never got work after they hit 40, and it was always like that. It was like that with MTV. It's certainly like that with those assholes at Comedy Central. They can go fuck themselves. Comedy Central.
It's 18 to 35. That's it. That's the cutoff.
Well, you know what?
And their most successful show ever was Jon
Stewart
and The Daily Show.
Oh no,
and he's in his 50s.
No. But when he started, he wasn't.
He
and
was in
Louis
his 40s
Black,
when he started.
and Louis
right?
Black, if Louis Black and Jon Stewart came along now, Comedy Central would have nothing to do with them. They've, no pun intended, been grandfathered in. But what's happened also in showbiz, and it's been this way for a long time. I'm writing a book, and every comic has a book. My book, of course, would be great. I sound like Donald Trump. It'll be terrific.
It'll be huge.
It'll be huge. But my book is called A Raging Bully, which is the name of my first CD, which my wife named my Raging Bully, my 40 years in showbiz hell. And it's been hell. Like, for example, I'm always the old phrase, a day late, dollar short. When opportunity knocks, I'm out back taking out the garbage. I can't tell you how many pilots I've done that have almost got on television, and they didn't. But that's a famous story, and I've told the story a million times, and you know it. Seinfeld, who was a very successful comic, not like he is now, but that show was so close to never, ever seeing the light of day.
The first 6 episodes were completely called the Seinfeld Chronicles.
Right.
My friend Lee Garlington was in
Right.
it. She was the head of the waitress at the diner. It was a completely different show, and they decided to turn it and go in a different way, and all of a sudden the show became the
Well,
big
it's also
success
because
it
Brandon
is.
Tartikoff was the champion of the show. They had nothing to put
But
on.
it's the same thing they're doing on cable now.
Yeah.
Girls would have gone off. Nobody was watching it the first season. So many shows that were on now that are on cable or on the internet or someplace it's the same thing.
Right.
Cheers, Mary Tyler Moore. They were failures their first
But
year.
you can imagine how many great shows never made it. Never saw the light of day. And then you watch some of the garbage that's on TV. I think television now has gotten a lot better because they had to raise the bar because of HBO, Showtime, and Netflix. I mean, if you watch all these shows from, House of Cards to, there's a million of them. From Breaking Bad, The
Transparent.
Sopranos, to all these shows, Orange is the New Black. The acting is so magnificent. It's as good or better than anything you see in the movies. And so I think now network television has gotten better. But sometimes
You're one of the funniest people I've ever met in my entire life. I sometimes hate what you say so much, but I still laugh. So why don't we show a clip here of his work? I think this is from this special.
Something from my...
This is our new guy, Justin, today. He's new, and we love him to death. And here it is.
And I'm sure there's a reason for
Bobby
it. When you get on a plane
Who's
and
this
go
tape?
through security, you can't have shampoo or conditioner, shaving cream, deodorant, or toothpaste. Every goddamn thing that terrorists probably don't use, we can't have. Now, I look at the next security line, and these two big-nosed Arab-looking pricks, right through security. And if there's Muslim people here, I mean that in the nicest way. So I say to security, look, I know you guys are just doing your job, but what are you doing to the elderly Asian people? Why don't you get the two big-nosed Arab-looking guys? And they say, sir, we can't do that. That's racial profiling. I said, I know. That's my point. I'm not saying the Arab-looking gentlemen are going to blow up the plane, but look around. If anybody's going to do it, it's those two motherfuckers. Not the elderly Asian grandma. That's all I'm saying. Elderly Asian people do not need to be detained at security. Now, at the DMV, that's a different story.
And this is your 1 hour special that came out 5 years ago, right?
Right, they said they're putting premieres, yeah.
I use that just so people can know if they want you. It's still available on your website.
I couldn't care less. I don't make any money off it. What do I give a shit?
Yeah,
Everybody
but
makes all
it's
the
still-
money. It's fine.
you're-
It's
come on.
nice. No, it's, and again, I haven't done a special in years because
Well, I'm having a problem with that myself. I released a CD that was only 10 minutes because everybody buys things in bite-sized things, and you're giving a whole hour away, and they're playing things all, I don't know, they play stuff all over the internet. They're saying, why are you showing this? Why? I said, I don't even remember being filmed doing this.
Yeah, I know. There was a lot of those. But you know what? Now comedy,
it ruins your special. It ruins your talk show appearances. It ruins your doing a group comedy show.
And it works both ways because it turns people on to you also.
Exactly.
So
do we need a special anymore? Russell Peters is like the perfect example of somebody who was completely made up by the internet, by YouTube. That's how he became famous.
There's a lot of people like that. But now Netflix is giving specials to so many people. And, you know, it's funny because there's all these YouTube sensations, and they go to headline these comedy clubs, and they don't have more than 10 or 15 minutes.
No.
But
some of them aren't even comedians.
All these 17 and 18-year-old idiots still show up to see him, and then the feature act or the middle act, the opening act, has to close the show. And it's just a mess out there.
It's the only profession where you have to actually know how to do it. And we're going to take a break. We're going to be right back with Bobby Slayton. This will be more positive. Believe me, I'm going to get something out of him. I'm going to get something out of him. We'll be back in a minute. Don't change that channel. Oh, my God, we don't have a channel.
He's absolutely Jason. He's absolutely gay. He'll absolutely brighten up the darkest.
Radio V. What did you play opposite Andy, Eric? Do you remember?
Andy and I worked as two employees at a network.
Okay.
Oh, you're forgetting the other thing.
I played a news anchor, and he played a reporter.
Okay, but the other thing you did, the thing you did on the Andy Dick show, who did you play to Andy?
Oh, is that when I played my sister?
You played his wife, Denise.
Yeah.
Yeah, you played his wife.
Yeah. So what's wrong with that, Eliza?
Nothing's wrong with it.
He's got a great range as an actor.
Yeah, it just was funny.
Encounters with Eric and Eliza Roberts, Wednesdays from 2 to 4 p.m. on T Radio V.
Hey, hello, this is David Faustino, and you are watching T. Hey, hello, this is David Faustino, and you are watching T Radio V. Do you see what I'm saying? It's television crossed with radio. It's all together. It's weird. Radio's in the middle of it. It's amazing. You're watching it. Go.
Love and marriage, love and marriage.
Hey, my fellow thoughters out there. I'm Charles Shaughnessy. Check out my new show, Here's a Thought, with Charles Shaughnessy, August the 7th, 3 p.m. PST, right here on T Radio V. Now, you know I have a lot to say, but I want to hear what you have to say. So tune in, grab your phones, call me, tweet me, email me in the studio, and let's get this conversation going. Here's a Thought, starting August the 7th, 3 p.m. PST, right here on T Radio V. That's radio in TV.
Yo, what's up? This is your boy Kyle Master, and you're checking out T Radio V.
T Radio V.
T Radio V.
Hello, T Radio V. Love you guys.
Radio in TV.
Radio in TV.
He's absolutely Jason. He's absolutely gay. He'll absolutely brighten up.
Hey, everybody. We're back at Absolutely Jason Stuart with my guest, Bobby Slayton. You have had, to me, you've gotten to be in some really interesting films.
Yeah, but, you know, my total, that's funny. You know, I look at a lot of my friends like Kevin Pollak. You know, we started out doing stand-up together. Kevin's done, oh, my God, 7,500 movies where he's actually as a major part. I've done 10 to 15 movies. I really haven't kept track. But I do remember years ago, after Dreamgirls came out, which was my last movie, except for this one, imaginary one that maybe.
Yeah, you did a lot of TV show appearances too as an actor. You were on Mike Binder's show for a little while.
That was great. Mind of the Married Man. But of all my film appearances, out of the 10 movies I've done, most of them major motion pictures. I think my total screen time is like 18 minutes, and 15 of it was as Joey Bishop in the Rat Pack. I wouldn't call that an astounding, really stellar career.
Let's make it bad. Let's make it just terrible. How can we make it so terrible? I want to show this clip from Bandits. This is with Bruce Willis.
Oh, you didn't even need me. You could have just shown. By the way, you know, it's funny. Last week, Bandits was on TV the same day as Dreamgirls and Get Shorty. I'm going, all three of my movies. And I'm thinking, well, and then the following week, the residual checks came in $4, $3,
I just got
45 cents.
I got one for a cent. Let's show the clip from the Bandits. I love this.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Darren
so great in this.
And tonight we have an incredible story for you. It's a story that's part soap opera, part crime drama. Story of betrayal and greed. It's part Bonnie and Clyde. It's part Barnum and Bailey. It's a story of Joe Blake and Terry Collins, the most successful bank robbers in the history of the United States. Now, shortly before the bloody shootout that took their lives, I had the opportunity to interview these men in an exclusive interview when they broke into my house and by gunpoint made me tell their story from their point of view. Now, the reason I bring this up is that the footage you're about to see was shot on a home video camera by my personal assistant, Julio. So it's a little shaky and a little wobbly, not exactly professional. Now, what happened in the wide-ranging exchange is Blake and Collins revealed to me, for the first time anywhere, the inside story of the daring robberies that made them so famous. 24 hours later, Blake and Collins were dead. And we have an exclusive, okay, again. 24 hours later, Blake and Collins were dead. So tonight, on a very special edition of Criminals at Large, the inside story, the true story of the Sleepover Bandits. And fade to black. That was great, guys. We're going to keep that one. All right. Got it. There's Barry sitting there. And Barry Levinson's sitting there, the director. You know, people are listening to it, not
Talk
watching
about
it.
who Barry Levinson is. I mean, he directed Rain Man.
You know,
and
people should
Liberty
know.
Heights.
Who's listening to us? Some people that know showbiz.
Not
what kind of listeners would you have?
4. And make this terrible. Please make me feel sad about who I was. Maybe
Oh, my God.
It's my
Stop
birthday
being so
today.
gay.
I'm so gay. I am the gayest person ever lived. So this would be my dream. You were with the biggest box office star in the world, Oscar-winning actor Billy Bob Thornton. I mean, Jade Fonda's son was in the film. I think
And the best was Kate Blanchett.
Oh, my God, I forgot.
You know, it showed me, look, again, I haven't done.
What was the whole experience for you? Yeah, tell me what it was.
Well, I'll tell you what was really funny is that every time I've done a movie or a TV show, I never, you know, if you're like a guest star on a show, like I did that, what was it, Home Improvement. And, you know, I knew Tim and the director, but you know what? When you go and you do a show and you're doing the table reading and everybody's worked together, you're the new guy. And I always want to make sure I get my lines right. I never want to. I want to be there on time. But
Never want to make a mistake.
Even your dumb show, I was here half hour early. Yeah, I told my wife I needed the car. She said, "You don't have to leave that early." I go, "I'll just walk around Hollywood. I watch some guy rape some homeless guy, attack a little girl. You know, which was horrible." But anyway, so I always like to be on time. So here's the thing with Bandits. Barry Levinson, and people don't know who he is. God, you're sick. You had Ebola. Your phone's going off. So unprofessional. I come here all prepared, and the host, you know, he tells me to shut the door. I have to do everything around here. I got to plug the microphone.
Tell
in.
us about the experience of working on the movie.
Well, first of all, okay, I don't need you. I could just do this myself. So Barry Levinson, if you don't know, used to be a comedian. You know, him and Craig T. Nelson.
They had a team.
You know, were
comedy team.
Nelson and Levinson. Their name was on the wall of the comedy store.
Yeah.
So Barry's always had a soft spot in his heart for comedians, and he's always used
many.
You know, Robin Williams, of course, and you know, Robert Wall, Good
Morning Vietnam was
and Dennis Leary and Wag the Dog, and Kevin Pollak, one of his big breaks in Avalon, and it goes on and on and on the list. You know,
and you had your big break with him. It was a major shift for you in your career.
The what?
I thought it was a major shift for you in your career.
It didn't do anything for me. It opened up, just story of my life. So I got 5 stories for you. So that movie was opening up the same day that Mind of the Married Man was premiering at HBO. Mind of the Married Man was Mike Binder's show.
You had a recurring role.
On between The Sopranos and Curb Your Enthusiasm. Arguably 2 of the greatest shows in the history of television, and certainly at the time, probably the 2 greatest shows on TV. There's no way that Mind of the Married Man could not have been a hit. And my character was just called Slayton, and I played me, big mouth, fast-talking, Fonzie-like Jew guy, me. So anyway, the show was premiering, and we were going to New York for a premiere. We're also going to New York for a premiere of Bandits, and the network was flying us in HBO was flying us in, and then we had to go to with Bruce Willis, a big thing, and I was doing Howard Stern, and me and Joe Rogan were opening a new comedy club, and as I was leaving for the airport, my brother calls me up. The World Trade Centers had been attacked. It was 9/11. It was a Tuesday. And the big premiere was Wednesday, Thursday. So this is a story of my life. And I'm watching this, and I want to feel bad. I knew the world has changed. I knew America. I knew it was all over. I knew we were fucked, and we were. We still are. And all I'm thinking about is, great, I was supposed to do Howard Stern tomorrow. I had 2 premieres. But then, you know what? I'm watching this, and I saw those 2 people holding hands jumping out of a window from the 1,000,000th floor. And I'm thinking, showbiz doesn't really make any difference. It's all so stupid. It's fine. I could be those people, you know. Although 2 minutes later they were dead, and I still have a shit career. But anyway, what I was going to tell you about, so Barry Levinson, so he makes me read 5 times, and Barry had seen me at the...
Which you improvised the whole part, right?
Really, the whole part.
Yeah, and so what is he fucking having you read?
No,
That's what drives me crazy.
No, but this is very funny. I see Barry Levinson. I've never gotten anything out of the Montreal Comedy Festival. I've been there, 25, 30 times. He's
You did a
great.
lot of talk shows and got.
I got a few things. But the Aspen Comedy Festival, I'm doing a show at midnight on a Thursday night, the night that everybody's arriving. My agent says to me, well, everybody's arriving tonight. They're skiing tomorrow. Nobody's going to stay up to see your midnight show.
Thank you.
I had fly
Thank
up.
you for
yeah.
your. Right.
Well, you know what? But it was true. And everybody's coming in. And Catherine O'Hara was doing a show earlier that day. And Steve Martin was doing something. So I go, nobody's going to. But you know what I did? I went into Aspen a few days early. And I put flyers up. And I hired college kids. And I did radio. And Tommy Smothers from the Smothers Brothers said he'd bring me on, and there was a buzz. Let's go see Slayton's show. And I was playing this little room at midnight, and I was done at 1:30. And as I walk off stage, somebody says to me, Barry Levinson was headed up to his room, and he heard your voice. He came in to see you, and he was dying. He was in the back. He couldn't breathe. He was laughing so hard. And Tommy Smothers telling me this. Barry said to Tommy, tell Bobby I had to go. I'm going skiing at 6 o'clock in the morning. I couldn't keep my eyes open. So anyway, the next day, everybody's talking
Wait,
about
what kind of a Jew gets up 6 o'clock to go skiing? Just a comment.
not me.
All right, not
I'm
me
up,
either.
I'm up at 5 every morning, by the way, but I don't ski.
I don't ski.
Anyway, so everybody's talking the next day, Barry Levinson loved you. And I go, I'm never going to hear from this guy. But a year later, I'm at the Montreal Comedy Festival. I get a call. Barry Levinson's doing a movie called Bandits. He wants me to come in and read. I go, I can't. I'm at this festival. Barry says, look, I'm the part you heard, I'm just a reporter. I'm just playing me, but I'm slowing down and talking a little bit clearer. Meanwhile, the sleepover bandits are attacking, and it was no big deal. So I put on tape, and Barry Levinson still wants to see me 4 times. And I go in. And
So you left the festival?
What's that?
To do this?
No. He goes, he loved it, but when you're back in town, come in and read for me, and I did it. And, I'm just playing a reporter. Barry knows what I can do, but, he really is very, there's a lot of people he can use. He wants to make sure he's got the cast of the right people.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't mind going back. About the 4th time, I finally said, Barry. He goes, try it a different way. I go, you want me to do it in French? It's a reporter. I can only ad-lib and make him. What do you want me to do? Stand on my head? I can't do it. Barry, I don't have anything left in me. And he gave me the part. But here's the funny thing. So what I was saying, when people are filming a movie, and this, they become family. You wonder why sometimes there's relationships and people fall in love, or they have affairs, or people become friends, or they work together again, because you're on a set, and so they were filming the movie, and it was the last.
You had an affair with Kate Blanchett.
Yeah, no, with Bruce Willis. No, I thought you'd liked it.
I would
wanted
love
to tell
that.
the story gay.
I have such a thing for him.
Okay, I'm sure. Okay. Anyway, do
What's
we have
next?
time? Do I have time to
finish
the
it.
story?
Go ahead, finish
Okay.
this. Yeah.
So we're shooting my big scene, about 3 days before the movie's done shooting. Now, everybody knows each other. Bruce and Billy Bob and Kate Blanchett and Jane Fonda's kid. And I'm going, great. I'm walking in, and I walk in at Century City. It's a scene of this big bank robbery, and I'm a reporter. And I walk in, and Billy Bob goes, Bobby Slayton, I'm a big fan of yours, your Chinese waiter routine. And I know Bruce Willis from the Comedy Store, rather the Improv.
Oh, yeah, he used to hang around there all the time.
So I was kind of
him and
relaxed.
John Goodman.
Yeah,
constantly.
So I felt like I kind of knew these people. But here's the scene. There's a big shootout. Century City. We're shooting this on a Sunday. Century City is closed down, as it would be for real bank robbery. There's armored vehicles. There's police helicopters. There's millions of extras. And this is what they would do if there's a shootout in a bank. And I'm standing on this grassy knoll, if you will. And Barry Levinson says, I wasn't supposed to say anything. Barry says to me, listen, there's going to be a shootout at the bank. You're a reporter. When you hear me yell action, go into something. And I go, what do you want me to go into? Because you're a comic, just make up something. And there's all these extras and all these police cars and all these helicopters and all these armored vehicles and all these SWAT teams. And I don't want to fuck up in front of all these people.
No.
So Barry goes, you hear the gunshots? I go, what do you want me to say? He goes, well, there's been gunshots and Century City's closed and there's police. Okay, you ready? I go, no, give me a minute. So I got to come up with something in a minute.
Right.
In a minute. So my head is racing.
Oh, my God, you're
all
like
these
a wreck.
extras, all these extras, I'm a wreck. All these extras
I
are
would
talking
be.
to me. Of course, well, you're gay. And all these extras want to talk to me. You're a queen. You get crazy over nothing. You spill a cup of
I'm a
coffee.
king. A queen is a demotion.
All right, whatever. Here we go. Okay. He's doing burlesque. I think that's what you call it when gays trying to be funny. But anyway, so they go, action. And I hear a gunshot go off. And I'm going, so meanwhile, the sleepover bandits and there's helicopters. And I hear Barry Levinson go, cut. And he runs up the hill. And I think he's going to yell at me that I fucked everything up. And he says to me, how was it? I go, what do you mean, how was it? Can't you hear it? He goes, no, I'm directing a scene down there. I'll watch you later. Do you think it was good or you want to do it again? I'm going, let's do it again. So Barry trusted me to make anyway, and they left it in and it was fine. But it was the most frightening thing in my life as an entertainer or a comic, whatever the hell I am. Right.
And the Oscar winner says to you, no, watch it later.
By the way, Jason, I'd like to talk to you more. We have a break. We have to do a commercial. Okay, I don't know if you know how to run a podcast. All right, we're gonna do a break for 1 minute. We're gonna be back with the incredible Bobby Slayton right after this. Don't go anywhere.
Oh, okay.
He's absolutely Jason, he's absolutely gay. He'll absolutely brighten up the darkest rainy
What's up,
day.
everybody out there? This is Crazy Bone.
I am the bum Keith G.
And right now you watching TRadiov.com.
TV and radio.
Yes. Radio and TV.
Oh, yeah. See?
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Rob Hubel from Welcome to the Jungle. You're watching T-Radio V, aren't you? Radio on TV. Terrible idea.
In TV.
You shut up. Use that one.
Hi, I'm Sheriff John Bennell. You're watching T-Radio. Radio and TV? What? Perfect. Why are you asking me to do this after 12 drinks?
Hi, we're Marissa and Juliana Stove, the Stove Twins, and you're watching T-Radio V. That's radio in TV.
Hi, I'm Moby, and you're watching T-Radio V.
Hey, what's up? This is Josh Vietti, and you're watching T-Radio V.
Hi, this is Casey Abrams from American Idol, and you are watching T-Radio V. That was too corny. I
loved it. Hey, what's up? I am Scott. And I am Ken. We are not the Chemical Brothers, but we are. We are the Crystal Method. And you are watching T-Radio V.
Hey, I'm Dean Kane, and you are watching T-Radio V. I'm watching it too. Right now. Seriously.
He's absolutely Jason, he's absolutely gay. He'll absolutely brighten up the darkest rainy day. He's funny and loves movies, he's smart and he's a Jew. He's an actor and an activist and wants to hear from you.
And we're back. Absolutely Jason Stewart here with my good friend, comedian Bobby Slayton. Who the fuck put my age on Twitter?
What do you care? How old are you?
I'm not saying it.
I'm 60. What do you care?
I'm not saying it.
Oh, you're such a girl.
Oh,
What-
and you're
what do you
such
care?
an angry, bitter, old
Jew, a 60
Jew.
old
60.
Jew. Yeah. And you're an old, bitter homo Jew. So
and
you're like worse than
and
I
you're a
am.
straight person that's got problems.
Yeah. Actually, I have no. I'm still very well adjusted.
You're still married?
My anniversary is Saturday, 28 years.
Oh, God. She still talks to you?
No, that's why we're still married.
You live in separate parts of the house, right?
We try to.
And you have a daughter?
She's 28.
And she's the head of the Pussycats?
She was a she was in a
What is
group
it called?
GRL. Well, let's not talk about her. Beautiful girl, Natasha.
But that says something about you, I think.
She's talented. She's beautiful.
No, but I think somebody that has the confidence to do something. When you have somebody that is that's part of you and your wife.
You know,
I believe that.
You know, her story is actually very funny. I got this in my book. When Natasha was a baby, you know, and I don't want to sound like Honey Boo Boo's mother, but you know, a kid is just born. She just seemed like, I'm not saying she was Shirley Temple, but she had that gene where, you know, not only the looks, she was so precocious, and I knew she could get into showbiz.
So is your wife, though.
Yeah, of course. That's where it comes from. I hear
It's
that all
not you.
the time. You must not be the father. Yeah, whatever. Okay. But we got Natasha an agent, a big agent, Bonnie and Jody, who the Children's Division, one of the biggest kid agencies in L.A., and they said, look, we'll meet with your daughter. If we don't think she's right for this, we're not going to waste your time, her time, or our time, because there's enough children that do this. They met with Natasha. They said, Bobby, you got to put her in this business. So my daughter, who never acted before, went on a couple of auditions. She got a 15-episode animated series with Perry Gilpin and what's his name? I forgot the father's name. William Macy, an animated show. She never did this before, and it was a breeze for her. And about 3 months later, she gets an audition for ABC, for James Widows, who was one of the biggest.
Who directed Me and My Wife and Kids.
Yeah, okay, one of the biggest directors and
Terrific
producers.
guy.
And a great guy. So and it was an Animal House. So he and his partner see Natasha. She does the audition, and she was perfect for this. She's 9 years old, perfect for this part. But she really never acted before. So it's, you know what see, this is why I hate acting, because when you have to do an audition for a pilot, they bring you back so many times. And then they narrow it down to 3 people, and sometimes they're sure of who they want, but you still got to go to network, and it's soul draining. There's no other way to.
Oh, it just completely ruins your self-esteem.
It's worse than that thing I had to do with Bruce Willis. I mean, it's awful because you work so hard, and then it's just. And you're thinking you have these dreams of, I'm going to be like Tim Allen, I'm going to have a show. And anyway, so Natasha, they brought her back for 7 callbacks. Can you imagine for a 9-year-old? And by the 4th or 5th one, and the reason they did this so many times, she was so perfect for the part, and they wanted to make sure she knew what she was doing. So they tried to throw her curveballs, and she would just do it. And Natasha tried it this way, and she would do it.
But that says something about you and your wife. It really does.
No, it just says
that she has the confidence to be whoever she is.
Well,
no matter
I don't know if it's a confidence or she just didn't care, didn't know, and she didn't. I mean, she wanted the part, but hey, it was an audition, and it wasn't. It wasn't like an adult where if she didn't get the part, she wouldn't be able to pay rent.
Exactly.
She was good for another 10 years at home.
She told me you were going to throw her out if you didn't get it.
So she gets the part, and when she got the part, it started shooting at Universal. And she went on the same set. I was on the Tom Arnold show on the WB. I was only a recurring character. So my trailer was a little bathroom by the cleaning supplies in the parking lot. Her show, called Brothers Keeper, goes on the same set as the Tom Arnold show. Tom gets canceled. Her show's on 3 weeks later. She's on the same set with a parking space with her name on it. She's 9 years old with a giant dressing room right across from the set with a shower and a color television. And it was great. So I would take her to work, and I'd see people. And I saw like Eddie Murphy one day. Bobby, are you working on something? I said, I'm just babysitting. I think he probably thought it was a movie. But, I'd see all these actors. They'd ask if I was doing, no, just watching my kid. And it was great. It was great. And we'd sit on the Frankenstein, go to the Frankenstein set. We'd sit on the Psycho stairs and go over her lines. And I'd make sure to videotape it.
How nice, because you had that moment of both being able to work together. I mean.
Well, we didn't work together. She was working.
But still,
I was babysitting. I'm not getting paid.
But still.
It was great.
I think one of the things that I loved, honestly, you were so wonderful in the Rat Pack. Which, did you do the show version of it?
No, I have nothing to do with that.
Never?
No.
And then, I wasn't sure whether you did. And then you did Get Shorty around the same. Get Shorty was before Bandits or after Bandits?
Before.
Now, that was a big, big fucking deal.
Get Shorty. That was another movie where.
Let's show the clip first for Get Shorty.
I got to tell you about this clip because it's my only scene in the movie. I got to tell you about this.
I thought, man.
I got to tell you a funny story about this scene.
Yeah, that's him, all right. Called himself Larry DeMille. Hit on every showgirl in town. Would tell him he was a Martinizing king of Miami. What a moron. Anyway, you want this guy? He's in L.A. We put him on a plane after he spanked one of my cocktail girls in the keno room.
We go spank the cocktail girl.
I don't know, apparently way it went. He invites her to stay at the to play the ponies with him. She tells him what he can do with that. He gives her one on the tush. My guess, he's by his lonesome at the track right now. Hey, chill. If you decide to go to L.A., this guy owes us $150,000, 60 days over, some movie producer.
Movie producer, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Appreciate that, man. You're gonna love this guy. Another fucking moron. Harry Zim.
Okay, that scene, this is hysterical. First of all,
everybody wanted to be in this movie. Let's just
say here's what's really weird. The woman that cast it also put me in Dreamgirls, but when I went in to read for this part,
who was
the only one. My mind's going blank. It's a senior moment. I love her. She put me in my two big movies.
We'll get it on the break. Go ahead.
Anyway, she's great, and I'm just thinking of all these casting directors that didn't put me in stuff. But anyway, so I went in to read, and I'm a casino guy. Hey, this guy was $50,000. There's a million guys that could have played this part. And she said to me, you're the only guy that I thought would be perfect for this. And I'm not going to argue with her. If you really want me for this, great. So we actually shoot that scene. It was the last day of shooting. Now, even more than Bandits. Okay, now here's a movie with you're talking about Dennis Farina, Rene Russo, Danny DeVito. Is
Bette Midler.
Was she in it?
Yeah.
Gandolfini, was he in that? Yeah, Gandolfini was in it. And, of course, John Travolta. I mean, this is a cast. Now, all these people, and Gene Hackman.
Oh,
so
yeah.
All these great A-list actors have been working together for months and months and months. Last day of shooting, I'm thinking we're going to do this in Vegas. Of course, you're on a soundstage in L.A. because, with the big fake lights behind you. Okay. So I'm sitting behind my desk. John Travolta's playing Chili Palmer, a steely-eyed character, steely, a killer, and he's sitting there smoking a cigarette, staring at me. The whole camera crew is on a riser shooting down, so it's almost like the Tonight Show when Letterman and Carson are sitting above you. It's almost a superiority thing. So they're all got the camera guy, the lighting guy, the director Barry Sonnenfeld, all on a riser. Everybody's looking down at me. John Travolta's staring at me. I got these 3 lines, and I'm memorizing these lines for months. It's literally, I swear to God, the last day of shooting. And
I know
all
the
of a sudden,
feeling.
okay, so I go, anyway, hey, Chili, we're going to Vegas. And this guy, and all of a sudden I hear, cut, cut, cut. And I'm going, I fucked up already. I'm getting fired. And Barry Sonnenfeld says to Travolta, John, come on, you're supposed to be looking him in the eye, okay, when he's talking. I go, yeah, John, you're supposed to be looking him in the eye. What is it, your first day? Come on. What are you doing? What's your problem? So I thought he was going to give me shit. Anyway, so Chili
Did he
Palmer.
laugh,
Huh?
Travolta?
What's that?
Did he laugh?
Of course. Yeah, but I had met him before.
Did you sleep with him?
What's that?
Did you sleep with him?
Well, I wouldn't call it sleeping. I don't know how much sleep we got. I
love Travolta.
Stop making the show gay. Now, so, anyway, that's
only gay on the weekends.
Well, there's only people listening to your show are gay people.
No one's listening. It's just you.
It's
and
gay
me.
people. Okay. Now, so anyway, so we do the scene, and my last line is, as long as you go to Vegas, look up this guy. He's going
And
to
you
look
still
for
know
Short.
the lines because you made yourself crazy to learn them. Yes.
Well, okay, I think that was the last line. And Barry Sonnenfeld says to me, we need a line. Okay, Bobby, we're going to Vegas. Look for this guy.
Oh, that's the thing you just did.
So the line I do is, and it was in there, I said, if you go to Vegas, by the way, this guy owes us $50,000, 40 days over. Another fucking moron. And Sonnenfeld, Barry Sonnenfeld, the director, goes, yeah, that's it. Another fucking moron. Okay, so I did it. Now, you just heard it. So anyway, so Chili, this guy owes money. Another fucking moron. So a few months later, and you've done this before too, for people that don't know showbiz, I'm looping some of my lines because, when you do a film, everybody who knows showbiz knows that a lot of times words get muffled, they don't come through, and you got to go do it again in a studio. And if there's any dirty lines, like Midnight Run, every time they said fuck and shit, they had to, I mean, there was a lot of looping done that day for Charles Grodin and Robert De Niro and those.
Yeah.
So my line.
Friggin', yeah.
Yeah, so I figure, now, here's another fucking moron. What do you think the line would be? Here's another freaking moron.
Freaking, yeah.
Another freaking moron. The line they had me do, oh my God, now I'm forgetting it now. It was, here's another, funny moron. Funny. And Barry Sonnenfeld wasn't there, and he was on vacation, he couldn't be reached. And I said to whoever was directing in the ADR, the voiceover thing, I said, wait a second. I said, I can understand on airplanes and television you want me to, dub over, but it would be, here's another freaking moron. That's what you say. There's no questions. And they said, well, he has another funny moron. And I said, okay, I'll do that, but I think there was a mistake here. They go, well, we can't call Barry because he's on vacation. He can't be reached. I go, they said, do it both ways, and then he can decide which one he wants. So I go, okay, here's another funny moron. Here's another freaking moron. I see the movie on a plane 3 or 4 months later, and they left that in. Here's another funny moron. It's on television, too. It doesn't make any freaking sense.
No, it doesn't make any funny sense.
It doesn't make any sense. Here's another funny moron.
They probably couldn't use freaking.
Why?
It's probably it's on the list of the names.
Freaking is not on the list because, like, again, you've seen Midnight Run, and you'll see freaking.
On the airplanes or on television?
Both.
Oh,
I don't think freaking is a funny moron.
So I want to show before, as we go out,
More
show
things
the,
of
show,
me?
show the clip of Dreamgirls, and then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about your comedy and just the controversialness of it. I think it's really interesting and how it's all played out in your career. I know
it's exhausting
hard.
being
hard.
me.
It's
and
hard.
I got to carry your ass
I know I'm not good
All
enough.
right.
I'm just not good enough. I know. Play the little clip as
Lady,
we
you
go
got to be
out.
Jewish, of course.
Doing
Yeah, of
Dreamgirls.
course. 105 degrees in here. The only one wearing a mink stole. Hey, my friend, what's your nationality? Nationality? I know it's a big word. What are you, Cuban? Of course. You're Cuban. You're Cuban, I'm a Jew. I say this from the bottom of my heart. A Negro, if he had enough money, could move into my neighborhood. You, not a chance. Tonight, though, we're here to make history. The first Negro headliners to ever play Miami Beach. Huh? What do you think of that? Come on, it's a very convenient arrangement. These are good people. I mean, they can sing, they can dance, they can even mop up afterwards. You can't find help like that today. Anyway, please give a warm round of applause to the very talented Jimmy Early and the Dreamettes.
Hey geeks, wake up! We've got big news. I'm not gonna mumble this time. Geekscape, the long-running movie video game. Let me do one more. Hey geeks, we got big news! Geekscape, your favorite show about movies, video games, comics, and TV, is coming to T Radio V Monday, October 6th. And it'll be on every Monday from then on, 7 p.m. Until the apocalypse happens, we're all eaten by zombies.
Radio V.
And it's Mary Carey, of course, politically naughty with Mary Carey.
I'm always naughty. I'm always politically. My behavior is always politically
naughty.
I'm never politically correct.
Dr.
Drew, hi. Oh, I'm so.
Hey guys, how are you?
It's all teary-eyed, Doctor.
I know. She wished she could live at rehab.
But only if Dr. Drew's there. Obviously,
Sure.
if someone like, because a little too groping might be inappropriate. But I like the flirting and stuff.
When I walked
don't
in,
know.
you shoved my head in your.
No! Are you gonna sue me?
Get politically naughty with Mary Carey. Mondays at 4 p.m. on T Radio V.
He's absolutely Jason. He's absolutely gay. He'll absolutely brighten up the darkest rainy day. He's funny and loves movies. He's smart and he's a Jew. He's an actor and an activist and wants to hear from you.
And we're back. Absolutely Jason Stuart with comedian Bobby Slayton, and I sound just like you today.
Dreamgirls, there's another story I have.
Tell me Dreamgirls, and then I'll tell you. I'm going to ask you about what I've been thinking. Go ahead. Tell me about
Well,
Dreamgirls.
if I keep talking, then I don't have to hear what you're thinking. Dreamgirls, that was, I'll tell you another funny showbiz story. So the lady who booked me in that, who booked me in Get Shorty, and I'm so upset I can't
I'm going to look it up right now when you're telling me. Go
You
ahead.
look up, I know her so well. She's great.
Happens to me all the
When
time.
she put me in Dreamgirls, I had to play an insult comedian. And so I went in there and I did their lines, and I didn't hear from them for months. And then they called me up and go, "You got the part." There's only one scene, bringing Eddie Murphy on stage, and they said the director, Bill Condon,
Deborah Zane.
What?
Deborah
Zane,
Zane.
love her. Sorry, Deborah. I know you listen to the show all the time. So Deborah Zane calls me up and she says, "You got the part." And the director, Bill Condon, who did Chicago, and great director.
Gay guy.
Well, I figured that. That's how I get the part. Slept with him too. And anyway, so I said, I don't remember what I said, because I ad-libbed, it was all these, insults. And we have it on tape. They actually saved it.
Oh, thank God.
But to show you how crazy this is getting cast in a movie, I was so perfect to play an insult comic, because that's what I did. They said the guy they almost cast, who was absolutely perfect, was Ronnie Shell. He was Slater on Gomer Pyle, Ronnie Shell, stand-up comic from San Francisco. But he was so right and so perfect that they wanted somebody just a little bit off. So he was almost too perfect, almost too obvious.
What the fuck does that mean?
I don't know. But it doesn't matter because I got it.
They liked you better.
Yeah, I guess that's what it meant.
That's what everybody says. They said, "Why didn't you get the part?" I said, "I don't know. They liked the other guy better." But they thought you were so great. Even Travolta said this on the Actors Studio about Randy Quaid. And The Last Detail, he says, the director called me and told me that he liked me better. He said, I'm the better actor, but Randy was the part.
Oh, that happens all the time.
And I'm thinking to myself, no, John, you have 2 Oscar nominations. They liked Randy better. Get over it.
Well,
that's just what it is. It doesn't mean you're a bad actor. It just means they like someone better.
I lost 2 parts. It was down to the wire. I think I went to casting to the network. It was me and a few other. I lost 2 parts.
Tell me what.
To a big, fat black guy.
Who?
I don't remember who he was. He was 2 different black guys. When you lose a part to a big fat black guy, you know that when you lose a part to somebody who looks like you and sounds like you, you're going, they liked him more. He's a better actor. He was very similar to me. But when you lose to a big fat black guy, they went a totally different direction.
So let me ask you this question.
Yes.
As you say,
Make
big
it
fat
quick.
black guy. Big fat black guy. So you're controversial in terms of your comedian, in terms of not your comedy style or what you do, but in terms of your content.
I never thought so, but yeah.
You still don't think so?
It's controversial because people are just idiots, People are upset by the word "God damn it," those words, or "fuck," or people are upset.
I remember the first time I met you, you had this whole bit about Jesus Christ. It was hysterically funny.
I don't even remember what it was.
I don't either. But I remember the club went nuts, and they were driving you crazy about this. And I remember thinking, it really taught me something at the time because I was just a middle act at the time, and I think it was the late 80s, I believe. And I never saw this kind of reaction to somebody, and I never saw... my whole thing was hide who you are. Don't let anybody know who you are. Don't let anybody know anything about what you feel, and be funny.
Well, now, and I'm not saying I was the first guy, because I certainly wasn't.
Not the first, but for me it was.
No, but there were comics back then. Bill Hicks was my opening act, but before me, there was certainly George Carlin and Richard Pryor and Lenny Bruce, and I'm not even putting myself in that rarefied air.
I worked with Bill Hicks once. It was me and him on a bill at the Punchline in Sandy Springs, I guess, in Atlanta. I thought, what the fuck are they booking the 2 of us?
That's
they
so weird.
walked out. They were thinking about walking out during me, and they left during him.
Yeah, well... I'm just saying that now a lot of stuff I was doing then by the time you watch a million comics, from Lisa Lampanelli to Bill Burr to Louis C.K. to, a dozens.
Are all
a
doing
dozen
this,
guys.
yeah.
Well, they're all doing stuff that it's
That
not
we
that
did 20
outrageous
years ago,
anymore.
yeah.
These certain things, and there's so many black comics, and gay comics, and women comics, and everybody's pushing the envelope. And sometimes it's funny, and sometimes
there's
it just
no more
sucks.
envelope to be pushed. I don't think.
I don't think so. And people are doing stuff just to be offensive.
Does
and
anybody ever say to you, "Don't do this" or "Don't say this"? Does anybody?
I get that. I get that at Comedy Mansion Club. Mike Lacey, loves me, but he hasn't called me for a while because there's certain words he didn't want me to use, but I would use them once in a while.
What's the word?
Cunt and nigger.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. No, but if it's not, they're fine words if you have a funny joke about them.
Uh-huh.
Don't tell me I can't. I don't like
It's the
people go, oh,
context
the
of-
N-word. Don't say the N-word. Just say nigger. Or don't, N-word. I love when people go the N-word. What do we
I don't
playing?
feel comfortable with it. I had to.
Or the C word.
I don't have any roost.
If you have a funny joke, but white
Yeah.
people and men, if you have a good joke associated with it, if a woman's drunk, or just call her a dumb drunk cunt, but don't say you can't talk about. Don't say it's always like you can't talk about the Holocaust or AIDS or breast cancer. Well, you can. And Sarah Silverman is, with a rape joke with the doctor, the bittersweet. It was a great joke.
Great joke.
Great joke. And people, a lot of times, all they hear is the buzzword. And when I was living in San Francisco, there were all these gay comedy nights, and that's where I started to really make a mark. With all these gay comics would have gay comedy night, and they're about straight people, and you'll tell me I can't do a gay joke? Fuck you! I'll do all the gay jokes I want. And these black comics, white people.
Somebody
well, fuck
said
black
to me,
people,
remember
because I could do it
a
too.
year ago, I did a show with you at the Improv, and I
Right.
called you and I said, "Hey, can you put
Right.
me on the show?" You put me on.
Right.
immediately. And
Your mother was there. She
and
loved
my mother
it.
said you called her a fag hag. When you saw her, she said, "Who's this? Your fag hag?" She's still mad about it. But
mad at me or mad about me?
I'm mad about it being called. She didn't know what a fag hag was.
Well, you told me that. Yeah.
Yeah, and she'll never she'll never speak to
Right.
you again. But what I found really interesting is to me, I like talented people. Your content is your choice. For you, I would never ever tell somebody what to do or what to say in comedy because I don't think we have that ability. I don't think that's what we should do. But and for me and who you are, I've never felt in any way, shape, or form treated differently than you would treat anybody else.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. But you know what? Also, I will.
So I don't believe what people think that they think your act is because of the words that you use. I don't think you are what people think you are.
I don't care what people think.
I know you don't, and I love that about you.
I really don't care. I mean, I do care. I shouldn't say everybody cares what people think about it. But as long as you
you can't do something else. This is your comedy. This is your style. You've done this for 40 years. This is who you are.
Well,
it's not like you're going to become a new person in comedy tomorrow.
Yeah, I think
because I feel the same way too. I feel like this is who I am. I can't play another character.
Right.
This is it.
Well, that's me. When I'm on stage,
it's slower now. That's why I'm more tired.
It's me. It's just what I do.
I'd say it's me as it's a part of me. It's a side of me. That's the way I think of it. I just say the N-word a lot in this movie, Birth of a Nation. I never.
Yeah,
ever.
but that's different. That's scripted, and there's a reason you're saying it.
But you're also saying it for a reason. It's in a context of a joke.
It's only so it's always in the context.
Are we at the
of a
end?
joke. Are we at the end?
Yeah.
Do you realize, ladies and gentlemen, and it was great talking to you, but if you didn't talk so much, it would have been a good 10 minutes more of me in this show.
Yes, it would.
And
it is called
brilliant.
Absolutely Jason Stewart. Yeah. So I get 10 minutes, and you get the other.
Oh, you know what I didn't mention? I promised them I would.
Yeah.
It's funny. I did another podcast, and Skechers, the shoe store, Skechers. I'd mentioned. It's a long story, but I was talking about how much I love Skechers, and they hired me to do a commercial for them, and they sent me all these relaxed fit Skechers, and I'm thinking, God, I just rented a car, and they were out of cars. They had to give me a luxury car, and I drove a BMW for the first time, and it's a great car, and it's just too bad that when I mentioned them, that they won't give me a BMW the way the Skechers gave me shoes. Because if I could walk to my BMW with my new pair of Skechers, that would be a great day for me.
Perfect. Thank you so much for being on this show. Thank you for being so supportive.
Would you like a pair of Skechers?
I would love a pair of Skechers.
Because I have a coupon for you. I actually brought you
I would love one.
Skechers said to me, give it to your favorite podcast, and if anybody wants a pair of Skechers, it's on us.
Really?
They're the greatest shoes ever.
Free? Totally? 100%?
Yeah. They said your favorite podcast. This is not one of my favorite, but I don't know when I'm doing another podcast. So I thought I'd just give it to you. So I got you nothing for Hanukkah.
All right, everybody, thank you so much. If you want to find more about Bobby Slayton, go to bobbyslayton.com. If you forget his name, just go to jasonstewart.com, Stuart, and I will contact you with him. Thank you all for listening, and please stay tuned until next week. Take care, everybody.
To hear from you. He's absolutely Jason. He's absolutely.
You are watching T Radio V. Radio and TV.